The 2014 Grand National weights were revealed this morning in London, and joining me with all the reaction is Ed Quigley and Graham Rodway. Ed, let's start with those at the top of the weights. Some real stellar names in here this year. We've got a Lexus winner, Gold Cup winner, a Cheltenham Festival winner and a Hennessy Gold Cup winner. What do you make of them?
As I say, if you wanted a race for sentimentality, this is your one, isn't it? I mean, Tidal Bay, Long Run, even Huntball. I mean, yeah. This really is a race. But out of those at the top, well, we must start with Tidal Bay, just the evergreen hero. I believe I've been hearing like the tactics are they're going to anchor him in last for the first circuit and then try and pick them off one by one. I mean, it's going to need one of the all-time great riders, I think. I mean, he's already a quirky character and he has to be held up, but to try and navigate your way through a 40-runner field, dodging potentially horses being brought down and carried out, etc., I think on balance he's going to be against it, especially, I mean, he's obviously not getting any younger. But at those at the top, Long Run is the one I do like out of those at the top, just purely because, I mean, how many Gold Cup and dual King George winners have been running in a handicap off 11 stone 9 at the age of 9? I think, look, he's lost his zip. I think he's lost a bit of his pace is the word from Yard at the moment. But, I mean, he's still a class act. He's not 14. And I just think this kind of one-pace gallop over 4+ miles will probably suit him.
So jumping wouldn't be a concern?
No, I think these fences are, I think they're glorified fixed brush hurdles these days. I could jump the Aintree fences. You look at the pictures of the 1950s of a Grand National, no, Long Run wouldn't have been able to get over half of one of those fences, but now I'm not as concerned by the jumping aspect of the Grand National as I was in recent times personally. So of those at the top, Long Run would be my tentative fancy.
And how about you, Graham? What do you think?
Yeah, it's important to emphasise that this isn't the race that I remember it as a youngster. I mean, having standing in the stands last year, watching virtually the whole field get over virtually the first circuit, I don't ever remember that happening before in a Grand National. So it might be possible for horses like Tidal Bay, Long Run, horses that have not always been the most amazing jumpers, to blunder their way round, and their class might still come through. Having said that, I think, as Ted has alluded to, it's extremely difficult to come from a long, long way off the pace, which is going to be the plan with Tidal Bay, and will also be the plan for Monbeg Dude, who's one of the favourites. And I'll be amazed if they're able to come from right at the back, right through the field and win a Grand National. It would be a great ride on both of them, although both have got the talent. And I'm more keen on one that I know is actually a solid jumper and is able to hold a position. And we saw it last year in the Scottish National. Godsme Judge, Alan King's runner, who it's got very, very good tactical pace, which will help in this race. You should be able to lay up. And yeah, I mean, maybe the fences aren't quite what they were before, but you know, if you're jumping well, it's still going to be a massive help. And we know that Godsme Judge is a very solid jumper. First time out at Cheltenham, he finished 5th behind Monbeg Dude, and he travelled very, very well into the race, and coming down the hill looked like the winner. Probably just needed the run and faded a little bit up the hill. Disappointed next time when pulled up, but I think it's well worth forgiving that run. He showed last season that wasn't his form, and he seems to have got in off quite a nice racing weight here. What's he on? He's on 10 stone 8, I think. So, yeah.
And Ed, any that are particularly well in, do you think?
Well, I mean, Paul Nicholls has alluded to Quarto Stone potentially being very well in on what Phil Smith and co have done with him here, but I think his horse who's just lost the plot. Obviously, if you could go back to his winning graded form the last couple of seasons ago, he really would be of interest off only 11 stone 1, but no, not for me. So yeah, there is one old favourite who I rather foolishly backed to win the Cheltenham Gold Cup 3 years ago after absolutely smashing everyone to pieces by a distance at Sandown. That's Nicholls' French import called Montparnasse. I think it roughly translates as the Godfather. He's been far from that really. Recently, he's had all kinds of problems. He's had leg problems, back problems. I mean, he was sent off a really short price to win the Paddy Power Gold Cup a couple of seasons ago, and Ruby Walsh said he was totally tapped for toe, couldn't go to gallop. They then stepped him up to 3 miles. He then said, yeah, he was 2-1 paced over 3 miles. So he got beaten at Aintree when he traded at 104. He seems to have a horse I'm quote negative after negative, but the main reason I really like him was it really just take me back how well he jumped those entry fences that day. It's one of those lasting memories. Okay, the horse got beat by Always Waning, who was a course specialist, but he just absolutely pinged everything. He really did look phenomenal. He's dropped a really attractive mark. He's now £5 lower than that day, and he's had a breathing operation after his last run where he choked. And by all accounts, Paul Nicholls thinks that solved it. Well, at least by the work he's doing on the gallops now, he feels he's got a different horse under him. So if you can bring back the horse from that Topham chase, although he even got beat, if you can bring that mould of horse in that jumping style off only 10 stone 7 round here, I think he's bound to go well. I'm hoping he is really one-paced, because that's what I want. I want him just to jump and plod for 4.5 miles. But he's undoubtedly well handicapped if the breathing operation has worked. And
Graham, any for you at a bigger price? We had a 66-1 winner last year.
Yeah, it was a real shock, wasn't it? Aurora's Encore, another one that's never been the greatest of jumpers. That would be one of the training performances all time if Montperain wins this. No, I don't fancy anything at huge prices. T for 3 ran an absolute stormer last year, and it's got a good, nice weight, 10 stone 12. Gosme Judge actually on 10 stone 11, just a pound less than that. And there'd be my 2 against the field. I'm sure T for 3 will run well, particularly if the ground comes up soft, which he didn't get last year. You know, the ground was very, you know, pretty quick by T for 3 standards, and I don't think he'd have been ideally suited by it at all. And the fact that he gave such a bold show on that sort of ground suggests that he's a Grand National winner in the making at some point in his career, and maybe it will be this year. But I do like Gosme Judge. He carried
11 stone 3 last year as well, T for 3. So.
Yeah, he's nicely in, isn't he? Provided, of course, Tidal Bay runs, which he looks like he will.
All right, well, thank you for that, guys. So a recap of Ed's and Graham's selections. Ed's going for Long Run and Montperain, and Graham's going for Gosme Judge and T for 3. Thank you for watching. Good luck with all your bets.
William Hill, the home of betting.